welcome to VGK Today, a daily podcast providing you an inside look at the Vegas Golden Knights 2025 Stanley Cup playoff run. I'm Justin Russo with the Golden Knights on Friday, May 9th, after the VGK dropped Game 2 to the Edmonton Oilers Thursday night, 5-4 in heartbreaking fashion in overtime to fall behind 2-0 in the best-of-7 series. Game 3 is set for Saturday at 6 p.m. Pacific Time from Edmonton. Now, Game 2 was as dramatic as they come, as the back-and-forth affair saw the Oilers get another comeback victory for their 6th such win in a row. Vegas' early 1-0 lead on a goal by Victor Olofsson turned into a 3-1 deficit in less than 6 minutes in the second period. And while Vegas fought back to force overtime thanks to goals from William Karlsson, Olofsson again, and then Alex Pietrangelo, overtime just didn't go their way. They had a hot start that led into a major penalty assessed to Nick Waugh, that then led into a penalty kill, and then what appeared to be a missed penalty call on a trip by Victor Arvidsson on Brayden McNabb, and then, of course, shortly after, the overtime winner coming from the two Oilers superstars, as Connor McDavid fed Leon Draisaitl to hit the open cage and send us all home. A tough pill to swallow for Vegas, and many different storylines to chat about after this one, so to further break things down, after the break, we turn to Dave Goucher and Darren Eliot. Well, Golden Knights fans, we have watch party news for Game 3 on Saturday between the Golden Knights and the Oilers. Game 3's official watch party comes our way from Oasis Pool at Fontainebleau, Las Vegas at 5 p.m. Pacific Time, with game time set for 6. Doors will open at 5. Game takes place at 6. Now, the event is free and open to all ages, and fans are certainly encouraged to wear their VGK gear. You can confirm entry by visiting VegasGoldenKnights.com, where you can also reserve Oasis Pool cabanas and daybeds. Now you can enjoy pool experiences, 4 different bars, French Mediterranean cuisine, and a whole lot more, with a bunch of screens displaying Game 3 between the Knights and the Oilers. The watch party will feature a DJ, visits from the VGK cast, and raffle prizes, including autographed items and tickets to future Golden Knights games. Giveaways for all fans include VGK sunglasses, rally towels, and more. Now get this, after the game, fans that are 21 and older and in their VGK gear will get free admission to Live Nightclub. How about that? So after the game, hopefully after a Golden Knights win, you can go on and celebrate at Live Nightclub at Fontainebleau, and you can have a good time experiencing all that the Fontainebleau has to offer. And the cherry on top is you get complimentary self-parking validation as well. So head on out to Fontainebleau, Las Vegas at the Oasis Pool on Saturday for the official watch party for Game 3 between the Knights and the Oilers. Doors will open at 5. The game starts at 6. And if you need any of that information again, or you need some more information, just head on over to VegasGoldenKnights.com.
So a 5-4 overtime win for the Oilers in Game 2, Darren, and there's a lot to digest as we sit here recording this, and we're watching fans file out of T-Mobile Arena. I guess let's start at the end, where the Oilers win it in overtime, and they win it within, 15 or 20 seconds after what we thought was probably a pretty clear penalty call they missed on Victor Arvidsson tripping up Brayden McNabb, and it didn't look good for McNabb, and then the Oilers win it right after that.
And that's after a good play by Mark Stone to block a shot and get it into the offensive zone. On the rush, the two wrong guys. You've got McDavid streaming down the ice and Draisaitl to deposit. And there should have been a penalty. It was, the term is can opener, stick between the legs. It caused Brayden McNabb to fall tripped into the end boards. And then, again, you kill a 5-minute major of your own, you think you're going to find a way to win in overtime. It just didn't happen.
They dominate, the Golden Knights dominate the beginning of overtime, and then Nick Waugh takes the penalty. And to your point, you're thinking, oh, well, this could be it. And then it wasn't it, and then eventually it was it.
The 5-minute major, you're thinking, okay, the only way you can win now is a power kill, a shorty. And you got through it. Great penalty killing, some big saves by Adin Hill, all the things that go into killing off a 5-minute major against a prolific power play. And then, like you said, if you get through it, okay, let's get back at it. Had some good looks again. Calvin Pickard made some really good saves in this hockey game, and some in overtime. And it just didn't feel right that you would get through that sequence and not find a way to close it out.
You know, the Golden Knights, they battle back. They're down 3-1. They're down 4-2. They fight back to tie the game. They've got some great chances in overtime, but I was concerned a little bit, Darren, in that for the first half of the game, the Golden Knights had by far the better of the chances, and the lead they had was only one, and it stuck around at one for a long time.
Right. Pickard made some saves, and the puck flew in at the other end. And again, the resolve of the team was on full display, especially when it was 4-2. They scored late after 3-1. Carlson scores late in the second. You're like, okay, good. Then that's erased pretty early in the third, back to a 2-goal deficit, and they come back from that. Power play again, critical goal, but it got stuck at 4-4, and then it's like, okay, let's go in overtime. Overtime was dramatic, as was the game in total. Dramatic, but nobody got to cheer at the end here at the Fortress.
Yeah, it's tough. You know, you look at it and you figure, well, you know, the Golden Knights have been, they've faced adversity before, but to be down 2-0 in a series now, losing the first two, what's your thought process and what maybe would be theirs as they head to Edmonton for the next two?
Well, they're sky high because they came and got 2 road victories in a series. So to win the series, you have to win the next game or one game in Edmonton for sure, but you're going to have to win more than that to win the series in Edmonton. And that's six in a row for them.
Yeah.
And they're playing with a ton of confidence. Again, the Golden Knights played really well. They probably didn't deserve to have 4 goals in the back of their net through regulation, but deserve, what does that mean? It's playoff time. They had 4, but they were really resilient to make it 4-4. Just didn't get the payoff.
And I would imagine if you're the Golden Knights now, you've got to just try to chip away at it, right? And you've lost these 2 games at home. They had a lot of success on the road this year, and you try to take care of Game 3 Saturday.
Certainly. Veteran team, they know it's like, okay, the next game becomes the only focus. That's kind of been the mantra anyway. They know that's how it goes. Certainly don't want to be in this position, but in reverse, they had it happen to them last year with the Dallas Stars in the first round. So they know it can be done, but lots has to happen just to get the next victory.
Well, we'll see what happens here with the Golden Knights. They've never lost in the second round. They've never not won a second-round series. When they've gotten there, we'll see about the status of Braden McNabb. Pavel Dorofeev's yet to play in the series. Alex Pietrangelo did return in game number 2. So that'll do it for us. And we might be one right now, Darren, of about, 25 people left in the building here. I think they might throw us out, and you can't blame them.
Well, and that's including the 2 guys tending to the ice right now, doing their due diligence. But yeah, a lot of disappointed fans, an emotional roller coaster tonight.
Well, the Golden Knights with some work to do, to say the least, after dropping Game 2 in overtime 5-4, and they trail the Oilers 2-0 in round number 2.
Well, solid recap, guys, and a thank you to Dave and Darren for joining us today after Game 2. And as they spoke about, this was a game where it felt like Vegas could have put up 5 or 6 goals in the first couple of periods, but Calvin Pickard was strong, and Adin Hill just wasn't his sharpest early on. And while he found his game late, the Knights just couldn't find that last goal that they needed to tie the series. More reaction to come, because after the break, we will go around the room to get the Knights' reaction to Game 2. Well, Knights fans, you can check out the official VGK mobile app because it's the easiest way to keep up with the team. Plus, fans with the app will have the chance to win tickets to select playoff games, and hopefully the Knights can take care of business in Edmonton to ensure a Game 5 coming up next week at the Fortress. Also, a reminder to keep an eye out for future watch party plans. Talked about a little bit ago Game 3's watch party from Oasis Pool at Fontainebleau coming up on Saturday, but stay tuned for plans for Game 4's official watch party and get all the official news for watch parties and more at VegasGoldenKnights.com. Time now to get some post-game reaction from Game 2 from around the Golden Knights locker room. And we'll start at the top with head coach Bruce Cassidy.
Yeah, hey, Bruce. On the play where Braden got injured, what did you see and how deflating is it to lose not only one of your emotional leaders but also one of your team leaders?
Well, it sucks to lose a player like that. He's a big part of our team, so we'll see where that goes. I don't know what his status will be. Listen, Gord's looking at it. He blew it. He missed the call. I don't know what else to say. I mean, it's a can opener trip. It's a dangerous play. It's all those things, but it didn't get called, so you got to keep playing. Naber is one of our guys that probably one of the most popular teammates in the room. So that is a tough part of playing through it. It's not as easy as it looks. We're human, right? But at the end of the day, that's the task in front of you when those calls happen or don't happen. And they made a play and capitalized on it. So, it hurt. It stings to lose that way. Next question.
Early in overtime, it looked like you guys were carrying play. You had some opportunities to maybe score that go-ahead goal or winning goal, and then you take the 5-minute major, but you kill the major. But just how much did that take out of your team having to kill that 5-minute major?
Well, the players are out there, and it's a lot of guys that rely on offensively too, and you try not to shorten the bench. But Nick was a guy that's a regular on our kill, so he's out obviously. You lean on the other guys, but they're guys that drive our offense. But I think they'd be okay. I think the adrenaline will carry them through. Jack's in great shape. Carly we use a lot. Smitty and Howie did a lot of the killing with Stoney, but it's mostly Jack and Carly. And they're well-conditioned athletes, and they kept pushing, I thought. So it does take a little bit out of your ability then but you listen, if you don't kill it, you're done. So there's no worrying about what's happening after it's killed. It's kind of like, okay, let's get our footing after that. And, we did. And unfortunately, what you alluded to earlier kind of derailed that part. But at the end of the day, you do build momentum from that kill. And great to see the guys dig in.
Right.
Yes, I mean, there's the last 15 seconds, but how do you sort of assess a game like this where there's a lot of things you saw, whether it be the urgency, the way they're able to come back from giving up goals? Like, how do you sort of look at a night like this when it's all said and done?
Well, we lost, so that part's no good. So we're down 2-0. Oftentimes the playoffs doesn't matter if you lose, in overtime or 10-0, whatever, you're on to the next game. So there's some of that. But as I said, this one will sting, but the positive tomorrow will be good, right? I felt we outplayed the Oilers for the most part of the game and deserved a better fate. So how will the guys look at that? If they take it as, hey, we just got to carry that over. We've always said we want to get better as the series goes on. Well, we're certainly better in game one. So we got to improve on today if we expect to get back into it. It's that simple. So that's a veteran group. There's times you look back on series too, if it goes your way, when you go, that was a turning point there. We battled through that and off we went. So that's a little bit of what's in front of us. We'll lick our wounds tonight. I'm sure they'll lick a few of theirs, and then we'll get back at it in Edmonton.
Yeah, Bruce. I don't think your team can do a better job on 97 and 29 than you did all night. No points, not a lot of action, and then they get you at the very end. Is there anything you do different?
Are you trying to rub it in?
No, I'm not trying to rub it in.
I'm kidding.
Can you play them better than you played them tonight is my question.
Listen, it's 4-4. I'm thinking their top guys aren't on the score sheet. We need this one to go our way because of some of those things you just said, but it didn't. So and they made the play at the end, and they don't need much, right? So credit to their depth. They found ways to score. Saw that. What I saw the LA series, I think Edmonton did a good job of that too. So their depth is contributing. That's how you have runs. So, I like the way if we can kind of replicate that game plan against them. It'd be a little tougher up there. They might have different matchup opportunities. But tonight we did a good job on them. So that's another part of being positive, going back to the previous question. That, that's those guys, you got to make it hard on them. Try to make them earn every inch of ice. And we did that tonight. They got us at the end.
Hi, Bruce. Paulo Los Santos, NHL.com. Kind of lost in the shuffle is Victor Olofsson's performance today. Just what did you see from him for tonight, and particularly on the power play?
Well, he shot the puck when it came over to the elbow, right? Like that's what he does well. And I thought there was a power play in the second period. He turned down shots. It was like, Victor, you're there. That him and Pav both have good releases, good shots. They're left sticks. They're one-timers, so shoot it. Puck shows up. Be selfish in those situations. So I'm glad he shot the second one. First one was a good play. That's certainly one of the ones we work on. Jack's seam pass was a little more patient, see if something would open up. anytime you get the goalie moving east-west, it's tough to make the save and or control the rebound. So those are good looks. That's good for Ole. I thought he played very well. Made a nice play off the wall on another goal. So I think that was Carly's. So good on him. Played well.
Hi, Bruce. Jesse Granger at The Athletic. You have to win 4 of the next 5. How important is it for Aiden to be a difference maker for you guys?
Well, that's part of it, right? That's, there's positions and areas of the game you got to outplay them, and that's one that, he's going to have to do that at some point. It's just the makeup of any series usually.
So Bruce Cassidy truncating his post-game press conference a bit, ending on that note, and I think that silence sends a bit of a message for the expectations he has for Adin Hill to round out his game the rest of this series. As mentioned, Adin Hill a bit shaky early on, fought it early on, but found his game in the latter portions of Game 2. It just wasn't enough at the end, and that turning point in the second period where the Knights' 1-0 lead turned into a 3-1 deficit just proved to be too much for Vegas to come back from. Of course, they forced overtime, but used all that energy to get to overtime and then just couldn't get over the hump in that extra period as they lose 5-4. Let's get a player's perspective now from the Golden Knights locker room, and we will start with the man who had a couple of goals in Game 2, his first 2 career goals in the Stanley Cup playoffs, and that is Victor Olofsson.
What did you learn about the team tonight that makes you believe that it has what it takes to come back from an 0-2 series deficit?
I think there's no surprises. I think we've been coming back in games all year, and it's a 7-game series. And I think we deserved more tonight. Unfortunately, it didn't go our way, but we're gonna just refocus here on Game 3.
What did you like better about your game tonight than 2 nights ago?
I think we were a little bit more aggressive all over the ice. We didn't give them as much time and space out there, and I think it led to a little bit more offense for us. And definitely had a lot of good looks, and I think we could have had a couple more goals.
On the play where McNabb got hurt, what did you see, and how deflating is that when one of your emotional and team leaders goes off the ice with an injury like that?
No, it's awful to see. I think it was a pretty clear trip and a dangerous play, going full speed and maybe 10 feet out of the boards, away from the boards. Pretty clear trip, and I think that was a pretty obvious call that they didn't make.
Victor, we talked about yesterday about just overall, just like you getting your feet under you in the goal in the playoffs. Just overall, just like what was about those 2 goals and the assist that kind of sparked your game today?
Definitely. I feel a little bit more confident when I get these goals, obviously, and the goals themselves were obviously 2 great passes by Jack and Stoney, and but I felt good out there. Felt like I had a good pop in my stride and created a lot of offense. So I was happy with my game.
I think you had an opportunity early in overtime. Did someone get a stick on that?
Yeah, I think they got a stick on it. It was pretty much a wide open net, so it was unfortunate, but just got to look forward.
It seemed like you guys carried play in the second, and then they get those 2 quick goals. Just how deflating was that? How well you guys played?
No, obviously, I think we deserved more there, but I think we didn't really get to us that much. I think we just got right back into our game and got that 1 goal back there pretty soon after. And in the third too, I think we after the 4-2, we just kept playing and came back, and this is far from over.
To storm back like you did and score those 2 goals in the third period to tie it up, force overtime, kill a 5-minute major penalty, and still lose, like, what are the emotions just walking off the ice?
It's tough, obviously, to, like I said a couple times here, I think we deserve more, and the PK tonight was unbelievable. Killed a lot of penalties, and we just gotta look forward to Game 3 here.
Victor Olofsson feeling that the Knights deserved more in Game 2 in their 5-4 overtime loss, and he and the Knights will look to regroup for Game 3 on Saturday to get their first win of the series up in Edmonton. For more post-game reaction, let's now turn to the captain of the Golden Knights, Mark Stone.
What a comeback like that and then fall in the end, what's the emotions at the end of that one?
Yeah, I thought we played a good game. Overall, I thought we controlled a lot of the play, had a lot of good chances to finish the game. They made 1 more play.
You go through that sequence, of course, with Nick and the penalty. What do you think was sort of the key to not only just getting by, but being as strong as you were during that stretch?
Yeah, we had a great kill. I didn't really give up much. We got some saves when we needed. Yeah, it's unfortunate. We got to get that 5-minute major kill, and and just can't get the next one.
The hit on McNabb, did you guys think that was a penalty, and did you say something to the refs afterwards?
Yeah, I mean, pretty clear it's a penalty. His stick's between McNabb's legs. He sends him head first into the boards. Pretty clear-cut penalty in my eyes, and I think everybody's eyes, right? But it's hockey. You don't always get the calls, but it's unfortunate. Now we might be down a D-man, and we'll see tomorrow. But it's just a dirty play, and we don't get the call.
I mean, last time you guys were down 2-0 in a series, I mean, you came back, you were part of that team. Like, what do you sort of draw from that, or can you really draw from it because it's a different team, different experience sort of thing? Yeah, I mean,
I liked our game today. We had a lot of good chances. We put up four goals. Usually when you score 4 goals, you're going to win a playoff game. Unfortunately, tonight we didn't, but can't get down. You got to go to Edmonton tomorrow, get ready for Saturday night's game, and put your best foot forward and get a win.
You guys did a pretty good job on Draisaitl and McDavid. Is it just one of those things where you just, at some point you just have to continue to be tough on them regardless of the situation?
Yeah, we did a good job. Obviously, they make the play in overtime, but not overall. Limited their chances. Obviously, the penalty kill was great against them. We killed 5 straight minutes off in overtime to give ourselves a chance. But we got to be ready for Saturday to take over.
Did Kane skating by, yapping after the goal fire you guys up at all?
Nah, it's just him.
The kill, you guys were obviously good on the 5-minute kill, but you guys were all over him prior to that. Did it feel like that kind of took some of the wind out of your sails?
Well, it took a lot of energy to kill the penalty, but we got it done. We got a lot of momentum. They made a play. It's unfortunate. It's we had a lot of good looks. We could have easily won that game. We should have won that game. I thought we played a good game, good enough to win, but we didn't. So we're in an 0-2 hole going to Edmonton. It's a long road, but starts with one.
Entering a game like this, I mean, what was sort of the conversation around urgency, or was there really one? Because everyone kind of just understood.
Yeah, I mean, we were pretty urgent. We came out good again. I thought we followed it in. I actually thought we were playing a pretty good second period, and then we gave up 3 goals, bang, 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 right? But overall, take the good, look at the bad, and be ready. Like I said, we got to win a game on Saturday night.
Got to win a game on Saturday night. That's the message from the captain heading into Game 3. Obviously, Mark Stone frustrated with the lack of a penalty call there in overtime, as he described, but saying that, hey, that's hockey sometimes, and the Knights had to find a way to overcome it. They could not, and the Oilers move on to a 2-0 series lead with the 5-4 OT win in Game 2. That'll just about wrap things up for today's show. Thank you, as always, for tuning into VGK today. Be sure to rate, review, and subscribe on your preferred podcast platform, as we'll be back every day throughout the Knights' 2025 Stanley Cup playoff run. Tune in tomorrow as the voice of the Golden Knights, Dan Duva, joins our show. Justin Russo signing off for VGK Today.